Carolina Panthers quarterback Cam Newton doesn't plan to change who he is or what he says just because he's preparing for the Super Bowl. And all that hype comes with it. Quote, "I've said this since day one. I'm an African-American quarterback that may scare a lot of people because they haven't seen nothing that they can compare me to," end quote. Now, Newton has been everywhere on media and has taken a ton of criticism much of his career. He was called immature and moody during his first couple seasons because sometimes he would sit alone at the sidelines with a towel over his head when the team was losing and, just would kind of pace around and, just have this look on his face where no one really get near him. Not that he was going to yell or anything, just it didn't seem like the guy he wanted to be around. He was questioned for his lack of leadership. He was questioned for dabbing and dancing in the end zones, thinking he was too much of an ego, too much cockiness. And he would take photos of his teammates during big blowout victories. And a lot of people didn't like that. They didn't like his style. But Newton said he's the same person now as he was when the Panthers drafted him number 1 overall in the 2011 draft. Quote, "The only thing that's changed is we're winning," end quote. And they have been. The Panthers are 17-1. They've won 22 of their past 24 games, including the playoffs, going back to a 4-game winning streak to end the 2014 season. Now, Newton's obviously the leading candidate, and I think is all in. I think we all know he's the NFL MVP. After leading the league with 45 touchdowns total, that's 35 passing and 10 rushing, during the regular season. Now, last week against Arizona, he threw for 335 yards and 2 touchdowns and rushed for 2 more in the 49-15 blowout victory of the Arizona Cardinals in the NFC Championship game. Now, head coach Ron Rivera said Newton is doing on the field what should scare people, and saying, quote, "People should be scared of a quarterback with his skill set more than anything else. That's who he is. He's a tremendously gifted athlete, a terrific quarterback, a smart football player. The list goes on and on," end quote. And really, I was part of the group that was saying that he was immature and moody his first couple of years because nobody really liked. I mean, obviously, when you're losing and things aren't working out multiple years and things aren't really changing, obviously you're going to be upset, especially being the starting quarterback and having all the hype that Cam Newton had. And all that pressure comes back to you. So hindsight, looking back at it, yeah, you can see why it was like that. But majority of the quarterbacks don't act like that when things are going bad. And especially, I think it's just because he was younger. He just came in and we're thinking, why is this guy, he's not a leader. This guy is just sitting there by himself or pacing around and I don't know. It just had this bad vibe to him, and it was just like I didn't like Cam Newton the first couple of years because of that. I didn't like how he was acting. I wanted him to do good. I liked him at Auburn, but I just didn't like what was happening in the first couple of seasons. Obviously, that's changed, and I'm not a bandwagon or anything. I still liked him. I just didn't like what he was doing at that time. I never said he was going to be a bust or anything. But it's crazy to see how it's changed, and it's really just been the winning. And obviously that will do it to anybody. If you're losing multiple years and you've been really nothing but a winner, and then you're just losing, and all that comes back to you, no matter even if you had a good game, and you're like, what's the deal here? So I can see why, but now I'm glad everything's changed. I'm glad the Panthers are actually good. I'm glad Cam Newton is back on top and doing his thing because he's still young and he's going to be in Carolina for a very long time and might be here for a couple more Super Bowls. Who knows? Not going to go any more into it, but got a good chance here with this team.